are you when no one's watching? When you're not posting on social media or proving something to somebody? Can you sit with yourself and be happy with who you are? Good morning or good evening, everybody. Today we are going to be talking about perfection and wanting to be this unrealistic version of yourself that just does not exist. Today we're going to be also creating a gorgeous arrangement. And yeah, I picked out some ranunculus roses, amaryllis, bells of Ireland, queen's lace, and yeah, just a gorgeous arrangement that I wanted to put together for you guys while I talk about this very real topic and something that affects, I would say, everybody. From a very young age, I felt that weight of wanting to be somebody else or wanting to be this version of myself that just wasn't me and wasn't authentic to myself. But it's something that affects a lot of us and it's good to talk about. So I'm going to be talking about it right here. So grab some tea, grab a snack, and work with me through this arrangement. Lately, I feel like a lot of us have been feeling very scattered and stressed. I honestly think it's partly midterms, but I was trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to talk about this week. And I feel like a lot of us have been struggling with this need to be perfect, especially with social media. I was scrolling through my little docs of all of the topics that I usually have planned out for what I want to speak about and just things that interest me. And I wasn't really feeling any of the topics this week. I don't know, I just wasn't getting the vibes of wanting to talk about it for a prolonged amount of time. Like everybody, go to TikTok and I'm just scrolling, wasting my time on the app, honestly. And then I scroll past this little meme, I'll add it here. It was about the Chinese zodiac, and it was just talking about the year of the horse. And horses, they're always going, they're always never looking back. I thought this was a good mantra, a good goal to follow the year of the horse and its beliefs of not needing to be perfect and needing to look back on your decisions and regret them, because you should just keep going. And I thought that that was something worth speaking about for this video. The year of the horse is asking you to take accountability for the satisfaction of your own life. In this video, I will be discussing the desire to become perfect, the negative feeling that we get when someone else is achieving a goal that we ourselves want, and how to overcome these feelings and turn it into something that makes you yourself, us, happy. Accountability doesn't always mean being perfect. It means being decisive and not shy about what you want out of your life. It requires a shift from merely having ideas or applauding to create real progress in taking action. This is symbolized by the horse, which represents the need to sprint towards the purpose that is calling our heart. Even when faced with fears or worrying thoughts, it involves refusing to let old anxieties push you back onto a comfort zone that dims your inner light. Who are you when no one's watching? When you're not posting on social media or proving something to somebody? Can you sit with yourself and be happy with who you are? So as I make this floral arrangement today, let's talk about why we feel like we're failing when we're not perfect. Personally, I feel like we aren't born wanting to be perfect. It's kind of taught it to us, especially being a woman. The idea of being perfect is kind of pushed onto us by like survival tactic, I guess. When we're young, we're kind of taught by society that as women, we have to look a certain way, be a certain way, think a certain way. And if you're not those things, you're kind of put into a box of differency that growing up feels like you're an outcast and feels like you're not good enough and not perfect enough for the standard of life. We're kind of taught that our external appearance is the only way to get validity. We're kind of taught that external appearance is the only way to get things out of this world, which unfortunately it is kind of true. Pretty privilege is very real. It's unfortunate, but it's very real. I used to be a bit heavier than I was now, and not to say that weight is a fluctuation of how you're treated and who you are, but 100% I get treated much differently post losing weight, which is unfortunate because I'm still the same person. I just look a little different. And that's valid in the sense of people, glowing up and maybe, or putting on makeup, putting on a different outfit, and people treating them differently based on how they look. This is shown in how much money you make. This is shown in how you appear to people, the weight that you are, your gender, the tax bracket that you're in. It's crazy. People who make a lot more money are treated differently than somebody who maybe doesn't make a lot of money. Somebody who is a bigger weight may be treated differently from somebody that is a smaller weight, vice versa. And so it's very interesting to see these mantras. Growing up and seeing all of this take place, it's very easy to want yourself to be in the standard of people that are treated better, because we all want to be treated better. We all want to be treated with kindness, and unfortunately, that's not always given if you're not a certain appearance. It's unfortunate, but it's true. So how do we navigate that, and how do we ourselves be happy having that in our mind and kind of putting that on the back burner and just listening to ourselves and being happy with who we are and not who we think we have to become to be accepted by society? By the time we've hit adulthood, that pressure becomes a mountain. We feel like if we aren't hitting every milestone, the dream job, the healed body, the balanced life, we're a failure. We're told that if we don't take every single initiative and complete every task, we're a failure or we're lazy. And it's something that is very new in this generation of hustling, getting what we want, getting everything done, and being an entrepreneur, making a lot of money, being beautiful, all at the same time. And still on top of that, being happy, having self-care, doing all of these things that are just, it's a lot. It's a lot to be a person living right now. Just a reminder that not every meal or workout you do has to reflect in a way that you're just trying to make yourself into the perfect version of yourself, the perfect body of yourself. And it's something that I've had to tell myself because it's very hard seeing all of these workouts and all of these eating in a day videos online and comparing yourselves to them, and maybe saying like, oh, I don't need to eat that much because this girl isn't eating as much as me, and I need to work out like this to look like this person. Pushing yourself into a state that isn't even making you externally happy in the long term is going to make you unhappy. And these are all things that I struggled with before I was able to kind of get out of this headspace and wanting to feel perfect all of the time. This hustle kind of grind culture is exhausting, and it's been something that we've been put into since we were very young. It kind of forces us into a fear-based where we're forced to build a life out of anxiety instead of inspiration. We end up running off of an anxious, stressed out loop that isn't productive. It's just kind of draining. With the rise of social media, trying to categorize different women all of the time and honestly putting these people on a pedestal, we as consumers create these aesthetics around these women. This is harmful because while it's great being inspired by others, and don't get me wrong, I completely take inspiration from other people. I think I use Pinterest as, outfit inspo, makeup inspo, hair inspiration. I take a lot of my inspiration from 70s and 2000s, all of that. And while it's great, like, I feel like us as humans are meant to be inspired. Like, everything has been around for so long. There's no not being inspired by anything. Everything is just made based off of the thousands of years of trends that have gone by, millions of years. But whenever you yourself are just basing your entire life off of these social media influencers, these aesthetics, these trends, and not following who you are and what you actually like, that's harmful to yourself and your own emotions. Making it your entire personality and straying away from who you are to align yourself with a character who isn't even you is not okay. Find what styles you truly like and stop trying to replicate others. The joy that will come from within when you aren't so busy trying to match this month's trend or take a selfie in a way that will get the most likes on TikTok is the day that you will find more joy within yourself and who you are. This year is literally asking you to take accountability for the satisfaction of your own life, which keeps us past that fear-based mindset that keeps us in a hustle that literally cannot exist if you have zero stamina or energy left in your tank. Healing this need to be perfect is honestly a very messy process. This is the year we stop just plotting the perfect life and actually start acting and living an authentic one. Taking accountability for your life satisfaction is the first step towards action. This requires being decisive and unapologetic about what you want, rather than staying in a scattered state of mind. Instead of letting old anxieties push you back into a comfort zone, you must choose to sprint towards the purpose calling your heart. When you're struggling, whether it's with school, with work, with an eating disorder, anxiety, stress, it's very easy to fall into a parasite of jealousy that I mentioned before. Whenever you're seeing somebody succeeding, you're kind of like, why can't that be me? Why can't I do that? Jealousy is always hungry for more, and it feeds on the idea that there isn't enough success to go around. But the thing is, if you're growing a crop in poisonous soil, the entire field, once it's grown, is just going to be poisonous. You can't eat that. You can't live off of that. You can't survive with poisonous crops. Similar to jealousy. If you try to build your recovery out of jealousy and resentment, your success won't feel good eternally. We compare ourselves to other women and even to men who seem to have more masculine urgency, and we feel ashamed. But that jealousy is so important. It's a mirror showing you where you feel inadequate or where you think you aren't worthy. Instead of letting it make you quit, let it be a roadmap. Someone else's success is just proof that it is out there and it is possible for you to accomplish too. I feel a lot of us out there are very hung up on the success of other people's lives. Especially with social media, it's really easy to, just look at everybody else's successes, everybody else's income bracket, everybody else's physical appearance, educational success. And it's very easy to compare yourself to others that are doing differently from you. We get so distracted by it that it almost feels so out of touch for us, so unobtainable that we ourselves can't do it either. But scrolling through their highlights only feeds that parasite of comparison and ego. It traps us in an urgent lack mentality where we feel like we're constantly failing because we aren't there yet. The truth is that someone else's success just means that there's a sought out guideline proving that ourselves can accomplish that too, if not greater than that. It's showing us that it is out there and it is possible for you to accomplish. We have to stop being afraid of our own potential and stop using our scattered state as a distraction from the work we need to do. This year, we are not plotting, we are acting, and we're living. The number of times that I have started an arrangement and I have just felt so uninspired and just really didn't want to do it has been so many times. I'm gonna put it in the video, but I did make this arrangement twice. The first time, it just wasn't turning out how I wanted it to. It wasn't working, and I was trying to make it perfect. I'm a perfectionist, so this video is also for myself. But yeah, I just hated how it looked. So instead of freaking out and just driving myself insane, I just took everything out, organized everything, redid it, and I think I completed this one in like 30 minutes. And the other one I was struggling with for an hour. So sometimes perfection and all of that can feel overwhelming. And this video isn't to say that you don't have to feel like it's wrong to feel perfect all the time, because that's a very normal emotion that we want to feel. But sometimes it's okay to just take a step back and kind of look at what you're doing or look at what you're trying to accomplish and just breathe. Take a moment to unhatch it, take the flowers out of the arrangement, and just work through it again slowly. Take your time and don't stress out about something that's supposed to make you happy. But let's just say I said, I'm giving up on this arrangement. I'm tired of it. I'm not going to complete this video. I'm done. What if we thought about that going into all of our emotions throughout our lives? When something isn't going our way, whether physically or it's just not to our standard or objectively not perfect visually, and we just left it unfinished. This year isn't about being perfect, being this unrealistic version of yourself. It's about being you. It's about creating real progress where there was once only ideas. It's about not letting your own negative emotions and other people's negative emotions affect you and how you live. If you're watching this and you felt this anxiety of wanting to quit, wanting to be perfect, wanting to be this unrealistic self, don't be afraid of your own potential. Get out there, do your thing, do what makes you happy, create new happiness for yourself and the people around you. Us in 2026 are going to be sprinting towards the potential that is following our heart and following our dreams and what's really making us eternally happy. Even with all of the fears that we have and everything that's going on in the world, we are going to keep pushing. And finally, we're not plotting this year, we are acting and we are living. Thank you so much for creating this gorgeous arrangement with me and speaking with me throughout this video. I love this arrangement. It's gorgeous and I'm glad that I got to create it with you guys. Goodbye. Mwah.